Democratic primary in Wisconsin. Bernie wins by like 13 points. Mainstream media saying Bernie wins, but he really loses. Bernie wins, changes nothing.
Well,
Bernie barely keeps his hapless hopes alive.
if you watch CNN or MSNBC, that's what you see. Even if you watch CBS or ABC, that's what you see.
Read the Daily Beast.
Except if you watch Fox, when they do their thing, they always have a Democrat and Republican, but they ask them both about both sides. It was funny that the Republican strategist said, I don't think Bernie's out of this. I think he can actually win it. And what will happen is those delegates, which are super delegates that are pledged to Hillary, if they figure out between now and the convention that she can't win, as you keep losing these things, the super delegates start going, wait a second.
Here's what I think the super delegates are thinking. As long as we can push the scale, Hillary Clinton will reward us for undemocratically putting her in office. That's their thought. Now, there's an interview with a superdelegate in Alaska, which Bernie won 82%. I said, no, I'm still voting for Hillary. That doesn't change my mind, because they're all petrified, and they all know if they can get her to win, and they helped her win, she'll reward them, because she helps her friends and crushes her enemies. They don't want to take the chance of the Clinton machine coming after them. The other interesting thing of Hillary's tactics now is the upcoming primaries are all closed primaries, or most of them are. So now she's questioning whether Bernie is even a Democrat, because there's not going to be any independents voting in these primaries. So she's trying to call Bernie out for even being a Democrat, like she was subtly questioning Barack Obama's citizenship. Because she started the birther movement. And then they did this hack job interview with him with some magazine that everybody is spinning in a weird direction. And get this, the Washington Post, they had that thing where Hillary's getting called out for all her fossil fuel money. And they said, well, yeah, she took that much. 3 Pinocchios. They still give it 3 Pinocchios. And now in Hillary Stump speech going, oh, that's just a bunch of BS. Washington Post gave it 3 Pinocchios.
I'm going to give you a diabolical way some things can go awry here for Hillary. Number one, let's say she keeps losing. Remember, she's lost 6 of the last 7. It's Barack Obama's party. And so he may have a closed-door meeting with Bernie and say, look, Bernie, there's a way that you can get the nomination. And here's the way. I will tell Loretta Lynch to indict Hillary Clinton. As wacky as all those people are, and the Democrat Party is, if she gets indicted, there is no way.
But that will never happen. Remember, this is Barack Obama.
I'm just giving you a scenario.
This is the same Barack Obama who just came out supporting Wasserman Rat, who actually showed up and is supporting payday loan lending, supporting neocon Wasserman Rat, taking money from special interests versus Tim Canova, who's taking money from the people. So yeah. Obama's not going to sit Bernie down and say, hey, man, let me help you out.
How will Bernie win?
New York is the Waterloo. If Bernie takes New York or almost takes New York, man, that's going to be bad. So the Clinton people, and Obama's in the room. You've got Stephanopoulos, Washington Post, CNN, CSNBC, frickin' Hillary Clinton, Wasserman Rat, Cokie Roberts, that Vanderbilt guy, what's his name, Anderson Cooper, all the Cuomos. They're all in a room, and they're going, how can we cheat in New York? How can we steal this from Bernie Sanders? We have to smear him everywhere we can. We've got a whole list of polling places Bill's going to go to screw things up. And we just have to crowbar him. So lie. We need our strategy. He's not a Democrat. Let's hit job him on this interview. I'm going to go on all these shows. I'm going to pretend to be nice. I'm going to pretend to be progressive. And you guys got to just keep slamming him. That's their plan, is to do whatever they can to cheat in New York. If he won in New York, the momentum would just be unstoppable at that point.
Well, you just said, though, that because all these super delegates are already going to vote for Hillary no matter what, how does that get him anything?
If it's like it's close or it doesn't appear clear momentum, they'll press the scale. But if he wins in New York, her adopted home state, there's not a lot of comeback for that. That's flat out embarrassing for her.
We will destroy the Democratic Party if we nominate Hillary Clinton. After all this momentum that Bernie has, we'll destroy the party. And we may, in fact, create a third party, and maybe Bernie would say, okay, I'm actually running.
Well, 40% of Americans are independents, and if the nomination is stolen from him by superdelegates, if he wins the popular vote and they still think that, well, our fear of Hillary Clinton is greater than the good of this country, I think Bernie will run as an independent and win.
Yeah.
And everybody would bolt.
Everything is going to get thrown into the air. If you had Bernie running as an independent and Hillary running as a Democrat, I can guarantee you Bernie would get more votes than Hillary.
Oh, well, definitely. I mean, especially if he wins the popular vote and then the superdelegates, out of their fear of vengeance from Clinton and their thirst for rewards from Clinton, decide to be undemocratic and press the scale, there will be a full-on revolt. It won't be, let's bring the party together. It will just splinter it hardcore. And Hillary's just going to pivot right, and Trump will pivot left late down the road. He'll definitely pivot left. I mean, there could even be a scenario where you have the Republican establishment candidate, Trump running as an independent, Clinton is the Democratic establishment candidate, and Sanders running as an independent. Sanders would win that one. I think Wisconsin was definitely a triumph on the Bernie side because it keeps the momentum going. He's going to clearly win Wyoming, even though there's not many delegates at stake. New York is the Waterloo, man. One way or the other, because if Bernie wins New York, it's embarrassing to Clinton, and it will give everybody reason to just hop on that train and take Sanders the nomination. If Clinton wins, there'll probably be a lot of suspect things going on. You hit the nail on the head that people don't so much care about party affiliation as establishment affiliation at this point.
Yeah, if you're part of the establishment, they're not voting for you, period.
In the days of the internet, people can get their information. And another mistake Hillary's doing is saying young voters, I feel sorry for them that they're so uninformed and they're believing Sanders' lies. When the truth is they are more informed because anybody who is informed isn't voting for you. Unless, of course, they're a neocon, center-right person who doesn't want anything to change.